You'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
This
it
is
on
exclusive.
that.
That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
Jake Paul, I mean, as long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good. Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday."
Just when the beef between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis seemed to be hitting its peak, Money Mayweather pulled a complete 180. He shocked the boxing world by showing up at Tank's training camp, and he didn't just stay on the sidelines. Floyd got in the ring and sparred with his former protege. But the real story isn't just the reunion, it's what Floyd said after the session. Having felt Tank's power firsthand, Floyd has now exposed the one secret weapon in Tank's arsenal that he claims Jake Paul simply cannot prepare for.
Right here, you're gonna slide over on me. So it's like a boxing match. You touch me right here, boom, yep.
What's your dream fight card?
Dream fight card?
Anybody.
So there's a couple fights on there. Me versus Floyd.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that.
This reunion simply should not be happening. We all watched the bitter fallout in 2022 when Tank finally left Mayweather Promotions to forge his own path.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29.
It was a messy public split. The mentor and the protege had become bitter rivals. The disrespect was so deep that as recently as this July, Tank's own trainer Kenny Ellis was publicly calling Floyd out for a real fight.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. You know, with that's what I was real. That's what I was told at the time. So
he posted on social media that Gervonta Davis could decode the shoulder roll, the very defensive mastery that made Floyd invincible. Ellis was challenging Floyd to a professional fight, not an exhibition, stating, "If he's as great as he says he is, let's stop spinning the fans. Gervonta versus Floyd." The student versus teacher narrative was real, and the bad blood was boiling.
Nothing against Floyd. That's just tactic that he do every time Tank fight or somebody might be fighting me. Fuck with that person on the internet. Yeah, that's just something Floyd do.
Right.
Do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after like, I guess again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight. Like, why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So they sent it to Floyd, and Floyd bugged out.
Okay.
So that's what made it like.
And you think that was a downfall of y'all career? I mean, y'all
No, it was a
relationship, not
downfall.
career.
Yeah, it was.
Relationship.
Yeah, it wasn't a downfall of my career. I mean, my our relationship, because it was more things that he was doing, like.
But now, with event of Jake Paul looming, all of that history, all of that animosity was shoved aside. Floyd didn't just walk into camp to shake hands, he arrived as the only who has faced a Paul brothers' ridiculous size advantage in the ring and completely neutralized it.
Jake Paul, maybe? Easy. Too easy. It's too easy? Too easy. At 48, too easy. Who you supposed to be? I'm just working, man.
What happened? You're not tough anymore since your loss? What happened since your loss? Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
I told you before, put that.
Yo.
He's there to download his strategic blueprint for tanks. His entire presence is a constant living reminder of one simple, brutal motto: size don't win fights. Skills do. He knows exactly what kind of challenge Jake brings.
I think that he's the best, like the greatest of all time, for sure. How he's moving, like his hand placement, like where he throwing at, and things like that. Like, I always like to watch Floyd. Not really fight like him, but I try to like, he's orthodox, so if I can do it on the southpaw side, then it's gonna be a little awkward for my opponent.
Floyd himself said Jake is way more advanced than Logan was, but he also made it clear that skill will always, always beat brawling. His brother didn't get to me, Floyd stated, and that's the exact mindset he is drilling into Gervonta.
It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at.
Hey, Tank, we saw you your last fight fighting no boxing, no life gloves. How'd you like those? I love them. Same thing for this fight?
The two heavyweights he knocked out, dropped.
I don't drop no names.
No names. I'm about the situation. So he spars one.
Hit him with a body shot.
Went down.
And I'm talking 200 plus pounds. And the other one he hit with a headshot.
And he went down too?
And he went down.
But people don't expect a guy 130, table it.
Right. And I'm not just exaggerating because Tank is our fighter. Tank has it. Punching power. I don't know where.
The camp suddenly found itself in a new fight, this one outside the ring. The battle was over the gloves. Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime trainer, was absolutely furious. He didn't want Tank in those big 12-ounce training gloves. "We don't fight in 12s, Ford insisted. "That's for sparring." He sees this for exactly what it is, a clear and deliberate attempt by Jake's team to neutralize Tank's primary weapon, his devastating one-punch knockout power. Ford demanded Tank wear 8-ounce gloves while Jake could wear 10s, just to make it a fair fight, not a glorified gym session. But Jake's team didn't want to mix and match. Ford even pointed out the absurdity of it, saying, "That's 2 pounds of weight. This single contractual detail could change everything, potentially robbing Tank of the very tool he's most famous for."
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. What, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? all these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
The camp is now fighting the rules, but after getting in the ring and sparring with Tank himself, Floyd has revealed the real secret weapon. And it's not what anyone thinks.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, you'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter. Years later, he was working with some people from our team, because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position.
This is the rule that has the entire boxing world calling this a circus. The fight is set at an unfathomable catch weight of 195 pounds.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
Gervonta Davis is a natural 135-pound lightweight champion. He is being forced to balloon up 60 pounds, completely skipping multiple weight classes to fight a natural cruiserweight. This isn't just a catch weight, it's legalized weight bullying. Jake Paul is expected to walk into the ring at 195, maybe even 200 pounds, while Tank, who has built his career on speed and agility at 135,
Paul and Gervonta Davis. Wow. Wow, that sounds crazy. That sounds real crazy. But doing it in Atlanta was a very smart strategic move. Because one thing about Atlanta, I lived in Atlanta for a good 4 to 5 years. And I know one thing when it comes to us, anything that's popping in the city, they coming out. They coming out. The city is coming out.
And to make it even more dangerous, there is no rehydration clause. This means that while Tank struggles to hold this unnatural weight, Jake Paul, who is already the bigger man, is free to weigh in at 195 and then rehydrate back up to whatever he wants, potentially entering the ring as a 200-plus pound cruiserweight. The size difference on fight night will be astronomical.
Jake he ain't gonna fight back. He said, so I said, you gotta take him serious. You get what I'm saying? Because he talked about, he had you on a hit list before this fight even happened. So his mental is on you. So you have to take him serious.
To know in some things, I think Gervonta's just gonna stick and move. He'll be fast, play it smart, I don't see him staying still for too long so Jake can land some shots. He'll just try to touch him. Who knows, man? It's an exhibition. It's a money grab.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like it.
About it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell.
As a world champion first, you should give us those fights. Because those are the fights I want to see. Not taking anything away from the fight with Jake Paul. I know it's going to be a big fight with big money, but it's not really. It's competitive to the point where it's not really about the skill. It's about the size and the skill. You know what I mean? Because Tank is way smaller than Jake Paul. But we know that if he lands a good shot, it could be over for Tank. But also, in my opinion, Jake Paul is so big that if he lands the right shot, maybe if he lands in the back of the head or in the side of the head, it might be over too. So it's not really about skill. It's not really about skill. It's just about, two size difference and stuff like that.
Ryan Garcia, who has been in the ring with Tank, couldn't believe it, posting, "No way Gervonta accepted 195 pounds? You gotta be delusional to think this is gonna happen." This entire setup is strategically designed to rob Tank of his speed, his cardio, and his agility, leaving him a stationary target for the much larger man.
You're probably gonna get what people expect to have, the fight of the decade. Do you wanna spend your money on fights that are happening too late? Or do you wanna pay for the fight that two prime fighters put everything on the line. All the other fighters try to follow the blueprint of Mayweather because the fans would buy his fights, and showed the other boxers you have to prolong fights to make the money. So this will inspire other fighters to do what we're doing.
That's my partner, Coach Kenny. I don't look for knockouts. I want to be able to punish him so bad where he look over and say, yo, you're a beast.
So, you know when you're training him, because you know he's got that lights off power, that one where if you don't belong in there with him, you won't belong in there with him. Is that something that you don't work on? It's like, that's there already. If you
work on the stuff that I need to work on for what particular opponent I'm in front of.
This is the core of Floyd's mission. The secret weapon isn't just Tank's raw power, which those 12-ounce gloves are clearly designed to dampen. The true weapon, the one Floyd is there to sharpen, is something far more dangerous. It's Tank's timing, his precision, and his ring IQ. Floyd isn't training Tank to be a brawler. He's training him to be a slick, patient, and efficient finisher.
Do you feel like you're the mini Mike Tyson?
Nah.
What do you call your style?
I don't know. It just, I think I'm a boxer puncher.
What was Mike Tyson?
He was a brawler.
Brawl means more than one person.
A brawler, like somebody that's like.
So he knocked people out real quick. You knock people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out like.
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson, probably, if it was a challenge?
He's fusing Tank's explosive, raw power with his own legendary defensive genius and composure. The strategy is simple. Let the bigger, slower man make a mistake, and then punish him with a perfectly timed, perfectly placed shot. This combination of Tank's power and Floyd's mind is what they believe makes him unbeatable. Floyd is confident this new, upgraded version of Tank is completely unstoppable.
Actually, when he came to the gym, and it was a day before, right after the weigh-in, we went over to the gym because he wanted to see Tank box Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney was in good shape. Tank wasn't in good shape, but they worked. It was some crazy work, and just with him and Devin working, it was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this kid.
Gervonta Davis is one of the best to ever do it. He's a dangerous fighter. Right. He's probably the fighter closest to Mike Tyson that we've seen in the past, I don't know, since Mike Tyson. Right.
The moment the fight was announced, a wave of doubt and shock hit the boxing community. This wasn't just fans, these were other pound-for-pound kings. Terrence "Bud" Crawford, arguably the best fighter on the planet, gave a shocking prediction. He picked Jake Paul to win. Crawford was blunt. Honestly, I think Jake wins. Jake's just too big. He knows Tank is talented, but he's looking at pure physics. Jake could land one good punch on Tank and it's over with. That chilling warning is coming from one of the most skilled fighters alive.
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over with.
And he wasn't alone. Ryan Garcia, who was famously stopped by Tank, called the entire event a circus and WWE. He initially said there was no way Tank would even accept the fight at 195 pounds, calling him small naturally. But then, in a stunning contradiction, Garcia added, "By the way, if the fight does happen, I'd bet on the heavyweight."
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight. Yeah. You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But yeah, he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Yeah. Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small. Yeah. So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Even Tank's former rivals believe the size difference is an impossible hurdle.
Jake Paul brings something to media and to boxing. You cannot miss a fight. I like it, baby. I like the drama it's bringing, I'll be honest.
But nobody really cares about this fight.
Yeah, are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, of course. That's how it's gonna go. Nobody really cares, but everybody's gonna watch it. Like,
he said, nobody cares about that.
Man, he making 40 mil is what I hear. Get your money. Cause listen, this sport is brutal, dog. We got hustle and bustle. And to put yourself in a position where you can make that kind of money, you can't be mad at Tank. Make your money, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, who gonna feed your kids? Who gonna take care of your family? Who gonna take care of you? So I ain't mad at Tank. Get your money.
While the world debates if Tank can even survive the night, he's facing another brutal battle that's casting a dark shadow over his entire camp. He is being relentlessly slammed for ducking a legitimate high-stakes rematch with Lamont Roach. Fans and critics are accusing Tank of avoiding a real threat to chase an easy money grab against a YouTuber. Roach himself has been justifiably furious, and he hasn't held back. He publicly stated that Tank disrespected him. "There's a lot of people I could care less about," Roach said, and he's one of them. For Roach, this wasn't just business, it was personal. He felt Tank brushed him off after a tough, close fight, choosing clout over closure. This narrative is painting Tank as a fighter who is running from real challenges, adding a new layer of pressure.
Tell Floyd to get on live. Tell him show where he at. You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell him get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too. Out here scamming. On live right now.
Bothered me at first, but like, and for a very short time, like obviously it's not too much you could do about it if a guy doesn't want to fight you. But my thing is, like, just handle the business right. That's all. Just handle the business right. Don't think you're gonna do bad business with me and think it's just gonna be okay. No, we're gonna call you out every single time. Don't duck a fight with me and fight a YouTuber that's 200 pounds and think it's okay. It's not okay. I don't care what, unless you took the proper, steps to do so. You could have told me that. You could have told me, all right, look, we're gonna take this Jake Paul fight, or your team could have reached out and be like, all right, look, we're gonna take this Jake Paul fight, and we'll circle back, or we won't. We just don't want to fight. It's cool, all right, but we're contracted to fight for a certain amount of purse and whatever the case may be. Like, it's not. It don't work like that. You can't breach a contract.
This is the ultimate gamble. Floyd Mayweather, the bitter rival turned emergency mentor, is back. He's installing his secret weapon of supreme skill, timing, and composure, trying to forge Tank into a giant killer. But that weapon is being tested against impossible odds. He's fighting against the rules of the commission, the 12-ounce safety gloves. He's fighting against the laws of physics, giving up nearly 60 pounds at a catch weight with no rehydration clause to protect him. And he's fighting against the doubts of his peers who see this as a recipe for disaster.
He was telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean? Just to keep me humble and, like, have me on the right track. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate Floyd for being in my corner, having my back. Always, you know what I mean? So as always, there'll be love for Floyd Mayweather.
We are left with one thought-provoking question that will define his entire career. Is Floyd's secret weapon a stroke of tactical genius, or is he callously setting Gervonta Davis up for the most public and humiliating downfall in boxing history? So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.